It's becoming obvious that not everyone is happy with their car insurance. But it's a fact that more people who go with State Farm stick with State Farm.
Call Tom Graham for a quote, and he'll show you all the money-saving discounts you can be eligible for.
Sparby. Been principal at Cold Spring Elementary for the past 37 years. I have recently announced my retirement, and I've decided that it is time for me to go on and try something else in the next phase of my life. I'm going to be a grandpa. I want to spend time with my grandchildren and more time with my own children. But I also want to go out and try and take on some other projects that hopefully can make a difference in people's lives. Well, many years ago, the staff and myself, we adopted the quality school philosophy. And I think we've held true to that for the most part. And one of those things was that kids, like adults, make mistakes, and that they should be allowed to fix them rather than being punished. And we find that adults all have that option. In fact, they also have the option of not even doing anything with it. They just ignore it. And but I think part of kids is fixing it, having that ability to fix it and become a better person because of it. And I think that's all of our responsibilities, whether we are an adult or a kid. If we make a mistake, that we have the responsibility to fix it. Another thing that I believe in that whole thing was choice. I think so often we put on kids and we tell them, you need to do this or you need to do that. And I think we all know that we don't like others to control us. And yet we think we can do that with kids, and we find all kinds of resistance. And so one of the things we did here at Cold Spring Elementary a number of years ago that I think has been just really indicated that was accurate assumption. And that was when the kids got off the bus, instead of putting all the first grade in one area and managing them and all the second in another area, that we let them get off the bus and make choices as to what they wanted to do with their time, whether it was play on the playground on the south side of the building or the one on the west side of the building, or if they wanted to come in and play outside the classrooms and do board games or hang out in the halls and connect with other students, or if they wanted to go to breakfast. It was their choice as long as they were responsible. And we just placed adults throughout the building and outside to be available to help kids if they needed it, and to supervise, and yet not to be in their business. And I think we went from daily office referrals to probably, I can only remember 5 or 6 of them in the last umpteen years since we started that. So I do believe choice is important. The other thing I think that drives all of us, including kids, is that need to belong. I read you that statement. I think of a 6th grade boy that last year sat in my office and said, Mr. Sparby, would you tell my dad that sitting in the bleachers at the hockey rink isn't spending time with me? I don't consider that time with me. And I think too often as parents, that's what we do, is we think that when we are taking our kids to games and we're doing these things and we're off visiting with other people, that that's time with them, and it's not. And kids will tell you time and time again, it's not. I had a 6th grader in my office 2 weeks ago. He just said, come in, he said, what's up? He said, well, you wouldn't be here unless you wanted to talk. I said, what's up? He said, my mom and dad don't even know I exist. I said, what do you mean? Well, Dad's working long hours because if he doesn't, they can't make the mortgage payment, so he's working 2 extra hours a day. Mom's working. Mom's drinking. Nobody's paying any attention to me. This is a 6th grade boy whose parents assumed was busy with his friends, running around town, doing things, and thinking he was I do believe that all behavior is purposeful, that every time a kid misbehaves, there's a reason for it, and it's usually about belonging. And kids, like adults, we have this need to be connected, and if we're not feeling connected, we find ways. And I see kids that I think being good, I think by nature kids are innately good. I don't see the kids have an evil side to them. I think it's just a way they resort to when they can't get their way or can't get the connection or the belonging that they're looking for. And so I think that so much of the behaviors that teachers are experiencing are a result of a lack of connection with other students. The students are not feeling connected to each other. It might have been things happening before they left home in the morning. It might have been lack of connection with the teacher. And so I find that most kids that end up in my office, I believe over the years, 95% of them have been here because of their lack of connection with others or with parents or adults.